Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do a DIY Dollar Tree Ornament Week Day 2. And we're going to do ornaments inspired by Pinterest. I saw these on Pinterest and I was like, heck yeah, those will be so simple. You guys could do it. And I was not paying $18 for them. Just saying. Love you, Etsy. We're going to use tumbling tower blocks. These, I feel like everybody's got them in their stash. We could use something else. We're also going to use these eye hooks. It's a little different than the inspiration piece, but the Dollar Tree carries them in the picture hanging kit. And then we're going to use a variety of things used to hang them. So ribbon, jute. This is bows that were from Hobby Lobby that I got for $2.50, and I measured each one has a yard of ribbon on it, so it's 4 yards of ribbon for $2.50, which I thought was pretty neat. And it's wired. It's really nice. These were $1.97 bows from Walmart. Normally we don't use any products outside the Dollar Tree. These were from Holler as well as paint, and then these paintbrush markers were from the Dollar Tree. They're from the new section. But any white paint marker and any Sharpie that you want to use. We're also going to use jute and cotton twine. But I started to say, I normally don't veer from the Dollar Tree for very much. Usually just my paint and then my glue. But I figured it's really becoming like, I feel like everything special at the Dollar Tree is becoming a little bit of a unicorn, and it's hard to find. I never was able to find the black and white check ribbon that they had. I know some people were. I never was. I really never found any of the other colors besides the red and white at Valentine's Day. So I wanted to show you, if you still want that farmhouse look, we've made lots of no wired bows on our channel before with like the headband and stuff. You can do that absolutely 100%, but I wanted to show you that there are options that are relatively inexpensive. So all I'm doing is I'm screwing these eye hooks on, and I'm using a needle nose plier. It's not necessary, but my arthritis was pretty bad this day, so I wanted to show you that you just hold the needle nose plier. You work the wood back and forth. I find that easier, that the plier doesn't slip in my hand. I just work the wood back and forth until I've created a burr hole. And I will tell you that wherever there's a wood grain, a dark wood grain, which I guess is the sap line, it's a little more difficult for the eye hook to go in there. So just move it a little over to like a light colored line is pretty much what I wanted to tell you. That's my big advice. And then you're just going to screw them all in. I did this with all 8 tumbling tower blocks, okay? And we're going to paint 4 of them white, and we're going to paint 4 of them black. We're going to use this really watered down Waverly chalk paint in white. Again, this is a matter of personal preference. You really can do this in any design color that you like. Also, the inspiration had beads on it. We're going to use beads in a project for tomorrow, so we are not putting beads on this, but you could obviously do anything that inspires you, right? We're going to paint all of the areas, including the top. If you're icky about getting paint on your fingers, you could use the needle nose pliers to hold that eye hook while you paint it. But this paint actually dries so quickly that I'm able to just rest them down. You want to put a really, really thin coat on it, almost to create like a whitewash, and that is for that farmhouse look. We want to achieve that really cute 2019 farmhouse look. Now for the other 4, I used this, again, this was gifted to me. This is black. I believe it's ink also, and it's from Folk Art, and it's their chalked paint. And it's a lot thicker. However, we are just going to use it very sparingly, and again, almost create like a stain look. When we get to it, we're gonna sand 2 of them, like the inspiration piece. I'm gonna leave 2 solid, but I really just like to do this to give you guys inspiration. I'll give you 8 different options, so you can choose which one you like the best, and then go ahead and repeat it. And also which one is the easiest, which one's the most economical, whichever one works for you and your style. Now, again, just like we did with the white, this paint is absorbed so quickly into the wood, plus it's chalk paint in general. I'm putting the coat on so thin that it is just drying fast enough for me to put it down, and you know, just put it down on the surface. I don't have to worry about the bottom sticking or the bottom coming off because it's practically dry. I always tried to flip it over, so the first side that I painted was the side that I put on the mat. So now we're going to just set them off. This is all, it's fast forwarded, but I didn't edit time out for drying. This is just after I done painting the black, I went ahead and moved on to the white. Now I'm really sorry that my hand is in the way for a lot of this, and I really do apologize. I thought I was trying to be mindful of it. These stamps I got from Holler, and they were $1, and I'll tell you, they're worth $1. That's what I'm saying. I know that they did have some alpha stamps at the Dollar Tree at one point, but I was never able to get them. And what I'm doing is, instead of using ink, I'm using paint, and I'm putting a very light coat of paint on the stamp. Now, I am being careful normally. For most of the letters, I inked it with the paint, and then I went around and I cleaned the edge except for the Y. And you could see why. See what I did there? But you could see why you want to do that, so it doesn't smush and become a smushy letter. But even that imperfection really makes it feel like the homemade and fun. And now for the other ones, we're going to go ahead and just use sort of that Ray Dunn inspired font, just a real tall, skinny letter. If you actually have some of her products, or you can look it up online to see actually how the letters are, but I'm just doing tall and skinny letters. The inspiration actually had the letters filling in almost the whole block, but I liked this bottom right-hand corner look. I don't know what it is about it that I like, but I did 2 in marker and 2 in the stamps. Okay, so for the first one, we're just going to loop it with cotton twine. I want to make sure that the cotton twine lays untwisted. So you see I took a minute there just to lay it down before I tied the knot. And then you want to do this so that it basically doesn't want to twist on your tree. Of course, these could be great package toppers. You could personalize them with the person's name, put that on their gift, make like a gift tag, and then they'll have an ornament. The one thing that I didn't do, which I will go back and do when I'm all done, is I didn't sign them. Basically, you just want to put your initials or your name and then the year, so that people will have it as an heirloom and a treasure forever. So now for this one, we're going to go ahead and create a self-bowed loop. Here's what I mean. We're going to take a really long piece of ribbon, and we're going to loop it onto the ornament. And then we're going to take the 2 pieces, and we're going to knot it sort of in the middle of the really long piece. Then we're going to take the top pieces above the knot, and we're going to create a bow. Now we're going to kind of make this bow upside down and backwards. And the reason I say that is because then we're going to pull the ribbon down, and the bow is going to automatically move down to the ornament. So I'll show you here in a second. I'm just fitzing with it. You know how we fitz with our bows? I wanted the tails to lay straight, so I added a dot of hot glue. That's just an option. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. And then I just pulled the loop through so that the bow was hanging down by the ornament. See, now you can also add glue to here if you want to, so someone doesn't try to hang it by the bow after years. But that's just an option. It's just fun. It's easy. It's it's not less cutting, less waste. All right. So for the next one, I'm just going to hang it by a loop of ribbon. And you could decorate these again with any of the like greenery or little berries. I was going for that plain, simple farmhouse look. I think that this would look adorable with some white berries, though, in my humble opinion. I just didn't have any little ones, so otherwise it would be like, yeah, maybe that thick snow, styrofoam snow. Maybe that would be cute berries. Anyway, here's how they look all together. I think they're super cute. Again, these are just ideas to inspire you. The last one just had a cotton twine bow and a cotton twine string. Again, trying to keep it simple and economical for a lot of you all. So now that these are dry, I'm just going to take some sandpaper and I'm going to hit all of the hard edges. I'm going to do all 4 edges on the front, all 4 edges on the back, and then, of course, these side edges as well that connect the top and the bottom. I really, really enjoy this look. To me, when I first started to love French country, I picked up so many pieces of things that were like black, sanded, antique look. I love it. This is the white brush marker from the Dollar Tree, and I have to tell you, I'm in love. I have not used it for like the brush calligraphy because I'm not that great at it. I know people think I am, but I'm really not. I'm good at faking it. I'm not good at actually using the brush. And for this one, I just used, for the first 3, I just used the Ray Dunn inspired font. because I wanted to make these personalized. And the last one I just used script and I wrote the word love. And then I want to show you, if you want to sand it after the fact, you can. Okay. So now I started to mention these bows before. You get 4 bows for $2.50, and each one of them is a yard. This is actually what I was doing after I unraveled it. It was just stapled onto a little sticky paper. So I stretched it across my table to measure, and actually it was more than a yard. Wait, my table's more than a yard. Wait, I think my table's 52 inches. So it's 52 inches. Yeah, because it was the length of my table, as my table is wide. Sorry, I don't know why I just said that. But anyway, so you get a lot of ribbon for $2.50. And I love it because it's so tiny, and it's wire edged. So for one of the ornaments, we're going to do almost the same thing we did with the bow on the last one. But we're going to make the hanger really long. And this time we're going to leave the bow at the top, I think. Memory serves me correctly. But we're going to fold it in half, and this time we're going to tie the 2 pieces of ribbon together first, just like tie them like you were tying your shoes, and then we're going to tie it into a bow like we were tying our shoes. I mean, that's really as simple as it is. It is a little bit more difficult for big hands because it is tiny ribbon and they're tiny bows. But that's why I wanted to show you guys some of the store-bought bows in case you have difficulty tying bows as well. There are lots of tricks for little ribbon, like with the fork trick. That works really well. I know that Amber from this Southern Girl Ken has a really interesting way that she ties bows for her packages on her fingers. And that's possible that might be easier for people with dexterity issues. But I just try to do whatever I can, even if it's difficult, because that's how you keep from having your joints become stagnant. You have to keep them moving. So if you do this bow and you put it down and it's backwards, all you have to do is spin the eye hook, because that's pretty much what just happened here. And then at first I was like, wait, I thought I was going to put it up there. And then I was like, nope, I think I'm going to end up putting it down here. But either way, it would look pretty. It would look pretty at the top on your tree. It would look pretty on the bottom on your ornament. Either way works, okay? And now for these ones, I just dogtailed the ears. I didn't dovetail them. I just cut them at little angles, okay? I added a little hot glue to keep it permanently down there. And I don't know why I did that, because I wanted the bow at the top. I think what happens is as you start to design, you're like, nah, I don't know if I want to do that. Or in this case, oh, I think I tied this bow upside down for it to be on top. And then you end up gluing it to the bottom anyway. So you can make it pretty, hold it down with hot glue, just zhuzh it up, go to town. And again, these ones, you can add more embellishments to it. You can add beads, you can add any of the little florals, berries, any of those things would be lovely. Now for this bow, I'm going to take out the twist tie and just tie a piece of cotton twine around it. And then I'm going to use the cotton twine as the hanger. Just do the regular noose like we always do. Normally we fold the ribbon in half, or the string in half, and we put the folded end in from the front. So if you're going to do it this way, you put the knot in from the back so it's not twisted around. And then when you hang it, it's just hung there. It's so pretty. And for the last one with Jim's name on it, I figure like Jim's not going to want a bow. Jim's not going to want anything fancy. But Jim is woodsy, so I gave Jim a little jute, just to also show you guys what it looks like with a little jute on it. And that's it. Hope you guys really enjoyed this tutorial. If you do, give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to share it with friends and family, anybody you know might be interested in learning how to make any of these ornaments and being inspired to do any of these techniques. And if you haven't yet, click subscribe, and when you do, a little bell will pop up. When you ring that bell, YouTube will let you know whenever I upload a new video. And one of the things I wanted to point out that I really, really love about this project is that we made these for mere pennies. You get 33 tumbling tower pieces. You get 15 hooks, eye hooks, and then the ribbon, of course, you can embellish as much as you want. So, as always, you guys take care. God bless, and we'll see you next time. Bye.